In today's episode, Chef Kendra shows us how to make her delicious veal spare ribs in a Sunday sauce using Prairie Street Co.'s veal spare ribs.
And this is just amazing. Oh my God, it's so good. Welcome to the Prairie Street Culinary Kitchen. I'm your chef today, Chef Kendra, and today we're going to Italy, where my family is from. We're going to be making our veal spare ribs in a Sunday sauce using Prairie Street Co.'s veal spare ribs. So, Sunday sauce. What is Sunday sauce? It's basically a meat ragu, okay? It goes over top of pasta, you cook it all day on Sunday, you eat it with your family in the evening, some garlic bread. It's fantastic. But we're gonna add a little twists and turns to it. So let's first talk about these amazing veal spare ribs. They are fabulous. Not only are they meaty and delicious, but they also have this perfect layer of fat, which is great when you're making a braise, which is a tomato sauce, let's be honest here. One of the things that I love about veal, especially Prairie Street Co.'s veal, is that it's sweet and it's light. So let me talk you through what we're gonna be doing here. I'm gonna season these, we'll talk about that, but let's talk about some of the ingredients for my grandmother's Sunday sauce. So red wine, I'm using a beef stock, unsalted. This is very, very important. I actually highly recommend doing our dark veal stock, which if you go to our previous videos, you can see us making it, and super, super simple, and it'll say in your freezer, great for this recipe. Chopped tomatoes, I'm using Campari tomatoes, just halved because I like the rusticness of them. Some rosemary, mirepoix, celery, onion, and carrot. Not just any old garlic. I'm using roasted garlic because I want a nice deep golden flavor, okay? And then tomato paste. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, these veal spare ribs are gorgeous, but they're a little bit too big and I need to make them fit into my pot back there. So I'm going to just cut these guys right down the center. Okay. So I'm going to lightly season these with coarse kosher salt. Do not have to go too much on these because, as we say in all of our videos, once it goes in, it can't come back out. Okay, give these guys a flip. Also salting the inside and coarsely ground black pepper. All right, let's go sear. It's time to cook. My favorite time. Super easy, starting with a cast iron pot, okay? A little bit of olive oil. These spare ribs are going to cook for a while. So I really just wanna start by rendering off some of this fat and getting some of the meat to go into the pan, okay? So I'm gonna put them down. Just a quick note, I put these down meat side down first, not bone side down, because there's not a ton of meat on the bone side. All I'm looking to do here is to start getting some flavor build up in the bottom of this pan. Okay, that's enough. Put that to the side. Numero 2. Good. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna pull out my veal spare ribs, sit them to the side, and I'm gonna start building up the sauce. First things first, let's go in with some mirepoix. Right in, that mixed around, scrape up the fond. Everything's caramelizing beautifully. I'm going to push these to the side to make a nice little well for my tomato paste. Tomato paste needs to be toasted. And yes, it's called toasting, even though you're searing it. So I toast my tomato paste, and if you look, you can see that it's sticking to the pan just a little bit, but that's gonna cook off the rawness of the tomato paste, and again, sweeten. Now I don't want it to burn, so now I can pull the veggies back in and stir it. Good. Next thing, roasted garlic. Can you use fresh garlic? Of course. Am I gonna judge you? Not really. But the roasted garlic is something that is sweeter, has a deeper flavor to it, and it's just really fun. It's like one of those things that people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, what's that? You'll be like, huh, it's my secret ingredient, roasted garlic. All right, that's in. My chopped tomatoes. So, and my rosemary. Okay, now I'm gonna deglaze with a little bit of beef stock first. Just a little bit. Now the red wine. All right. What's nice about this dry Cabernet Sauvignon is that it has a little bit of tannins to it, which means that it has like a bit of like a drier mouthfeel. So while this alcohol is burning off, I'm just gonna take my spoon gently around on all these tomatoes and just press them down. And I wanna do this before I put the veal back in. This is going to cook on top of the stove for several hours. I wanna make sure that the liquid level doesn't get too low. I wanna bring the liquid level down so that way all these flavors can condense together and really give us that like deep, unctuous sauce that we're looking for, but I don't want it to burn. So I will play with the liquid level and just add as we go, maybe some more red wine. I'm gonna nestle my veal back in. So I'm gonna go bone side up. Good, so we'll just cover these up with some of these tomatoes. I'm gonna add a little bit more red wine. This is going to sit on the stovetop on a low flame for like 4 hours. It can go anywhere from 2 to 6. I'm gonna check it after about an hour or so. Check that water, that liquid level, see where I'm at, if I have to add, that sort of a thing. Also, give it a little tiny taste, see how it's going. Then cover it back up and let it go for a little bit longer and just keep playing with it from there. But this is a labor of love, my friends, so take your time with it. See you back here in a little bit. The Sunday sauce is ready. So it's been cooking for 3 hours. It came up, I brought it down. It came up again, I brought it back down again. And now we're ready to look at this amazing veal. So basically what I did was took it off the stove, I let it cool down for a little bit and started removing the bones, also the stem from the rosemary. I'm going to be taking the meat off the bones and just separating them. But first, I wanna actually take my wooden spoon and work my way through the sauce and just give a gentle press down on these veggies. They just like melt at this point. And you can see this incredible color. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Cannot wait to try it. I'm actually gonna be serving it today with spiral veggies. So zucchini, carrot, squash, and that's just because I felt like making something that would be acceptable for Passover. Otherwise, have some angel hair pasta with it. All right, let's look at these ribs. I'm gonna just use my fingers and peel this meat right off the bone. It just falls off, it's gorgeous. And you're probably wondering, but why is it in a bowl? Because I'm going to shred it in the bowl and then I'm gonna put it back into the sauce. Okay, bones removed. Super easy, 2 forks. Shred that veal. Oh my God, this is just falling apart and there's still that really nice fat, that marbling. You know, veal is typically so lean, but Prairie Street's veal always just has that perfect amount of fat just strewn throughout. And it really makes such a huge difference. It's such a characteristic of the product, a consistent characteristic. All right, thoroughly shredded back into the sauce. Oh, beautiful. What I love about food in general, you know, I happen to be Italian and food is a language of love. And when you cook something like this that can be served family style to nourish those who you're so close with is just, it's such a special feeling. It's a gift, it truly is. All right, this is ready to be plated and tasted. And there you have it, our veal spare ribs in a Sunday sauce using Prairie Street Co.'s veal spare ribs. It's my favorite time, everybody. It's tasting time. I'm going to dig right in. Oh my gosh. We made this Passover friendly, so it's over top of spiralized zucchini and carrots and squash. All I did was just quickly drop them into some boiling water to take the stiffness out of them, make them a little bit more tender, and then I let them drain. You wanna make sure that they drain so that way you don't have water all over your plate, okay? And this is just amazing. I'm going right in. Stop it. This, oh my God, it's so good. Hold on, let me get another bite. Get some of these veggies in here. First of all, the meat just melts in your mouth, but the depth of that sauce, you know how we really took our time with like the layering of each of those flavors, building level upon level, and it was worth every single moment. I gotta say, I think Grandma would be kind of proud of this one. So from my kitchen to the Prairie Street Co. kitchen, to your kitchen. Happy eating. We will see you next time, every Sunday, 2 p.m., right here on YouTube, Prairie Street Co. channel. But before you do anything else, make sure you go over to our website. It's gorgeous. There's so much information, but there's also all of these incredible products. The veal spare ribs. Order it up and make this. Cheers.
Subscribe to our channel now and set your notifications so you don't miss our latest recipes and chef-led tutorials. Then head over to prairiestreet.co to shop for your next big meal.